right, mates? Kim here. Let's dive into this fake it till you make it business plastered all over the internet. It's gone from fake it to buy it, and that's dodgy, right? We're bombarded with picture-perfect lives and designer clobber. It makes us feel like we need to buy more stuff, but most of it is just cobblers, carefully staged. Let's chat about the toll on our heads and wallets. Let's address the elephant in the room: social comparison. We've all been there, scrolling through feeds, feeling envy and self-doubt. Comparing highlight reels to our behind the scenes isn't fair. Nobody's life is a perfectly edited show reel. Your worth isn't measured in likes or fancy holidays. It's about who you are deep down. Remember that next time you spiral down the rabbit hole of social comparison. Now, let's talk about influencer culture, shall we? Influencers, eh? They can be right laugh and aspirational, but influencing is a business, innit? It relies on a bit of marketing magic and, let's be honest, some smoke and mirrors. What we see are carefully crafted images designed to make us splash the cash. Many influencers get freebies, get paid to promote stuff, and have whole teams making them look their best. The problem arises when we start comparing our normal lives to these curated personas and feel like we're not quite cutting the mustard. Just remember, an influencer's perfect life is all a bit of a facade, not reality. Let's talk about the financial strain of fake it till you make it. Keeping up with the Joneses drains your bank account. Most of us can't afford influencer lifestyles, and that's all right, but it leads to financial stress. People get into debt and sacrifice financial security. It's a cycle of spending that leaves us empty. Before buying, ask yourself, do I really need this and can I afford it? Okay, let's have a chinwag about credit cards. They can be handy tools, but they can also become a slippery slope into debt, can't they? In the age of social media-fueled spending, credit cards are a big part of the reason why consumer debt is on the rise. People feel pressured to live beyond their means just to keep up with the lifestyles they see online. They're putting holidays and clothes they can't afford on plastic, all to portray a certain image. Credit card debt is easy to rack up, but a right pain to pay off, leading to stress and anxiety. It's a vicious cycle. Spend to keep up, get into debt, feel stressed, spend more. It's a recipe for financial disaster, isn't it? Now, let's get real for a moment. The impact of this fake it till you make it culture on our mental health is no laughing matter. Constantly seeing these seemingly perfect lives online can make us feel inadequate, anxious, and even depressed. Studies show a link between spending too much time on social media and mental health issues. The comparison game on social media really messes with our self-perception, making us feel like we're not good enough. This leads to FOMO, that feeling of missing out, and a sense that everyone else is having a better time than us. Basing our self-worth on likes and followers is a surefire way to feel miserable. So how do we break free from this comparison trap and find self-worth that doesn't depend on what other people think? Well, it starts with recognizing that our value comes from within, not from likes or possessions. We need to shift our focus from external validation to internal validation, celebrating our strengths and achievements. Let's define success on our own terms, not by some arbitrary standard set by social media. And let's be mindful of the content we consume. Unfollow accounts that make us feel bad and fill our feeds with stuff that inspires us and promotes authenticity. True self-worth comes from recognizing our inherent value as human beings. The environmental cost of keeping up, fast fashion, and conspicuous consumption. This culture of conspicuous consumption, this need to show off what we've got, is taking a serious toll on the environment. Fast fashion encourages a throwaway culture, with clothes ending up in landfills after a few wears. The constant churn of new gadgets and single-use plastics all adds up, putting a strain on our planet. We're facing climate change, deforestation, and pollution because of our insatiable appetite for more. We can all do our bit by being more mindful of our consumption habits and supporting sustainable brands. Generation pressure: social media's influence on youth. Young people today are particularly vulnerable to the pressures of this fake it till you make it culture. Growing up with social media has a huge impact on their self-esteem and body image. The pressure to conform and present a certain image online can be overwhelming for young minds. This can lead to issues like anxiety, depression, and eating disorders. It's so important that we talk to young people about the unrealistic standards they see online and help them develop a healthy relationship with social media. The algorithm's role: how social media fuels the fire. Algorithms, the behind-the-scenes code that shapes what we see online, play a big part in all of this. They're designed to keep us glued to our screens and maximize profits for social media companies. Sensationalized content that triggers our emotions and insecurities gets the most engagement. This keeps us scrolling, liking, and comparing, reinforcing the idea that we're not good enough. We can start by becoming more aware of how these algorithms influence our thoughts and behaviors. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? Is social media making us more social or more disconnected in real life? It can be a great way to stay connected and build communities, but it also fosters these superficial relationships. The focus on presenting a perfect image online makes it hard to let our guard down and show our true selves. This can lead to envy and neglect of our real-life relationships. Real life happens offline, in those face-to-face conversations and shared experiences. True connection is forged in those messy, imperfect moments. Let's think about the long-term consequences of prioritizing short-term gratification. Those impulsive purchases and treat-yourself moments can have a ripple effect for years to come. We miss opportunities to save for retirement, buy a house, or build financial security. Imagine being in your 30s with a mountain of debt and no closer to your financial goals. That's the long game of this fake it till you make it culture. It's time to start prioritizing long-term financial well-being over those fleeting moments of gratification. So, what's the alternative to this fake it till you make it culture? It starts with redefining what wealth really means to us. It's about financial security, freedom, and having a sense of purpose. True wealth encompasses more than just material possessions. It's about relationships, health, and making a positive impact. Let's find joy in the simple things, appreciate what we have, and practice gratitude. Let's invest in ourselves, our education, personal growth, and our relationships. Let's build a life that aligns with our values, not society's expectations. We've covered a lot today, haven't we? The psychological, financial, and environmental impacts of this fake it till you make it culture. But the most important takeaway is this: we have a choice. We can chase external validation, or we can define success on our own terms. Let's prioritize experiences over possessions, build genuine connections, and live authentically. Let's resist the allure of this fake it till you make it culture and pursue a life of purpose. Living authentically is the key to lasting happiness and fulfillment.